Hey, welcome back. This is American Jesus, and I'm back again to talk about 12-step fellowships and why it is that I believe that they don't work. After 22 years of being in the fellowships, I felt it my duty to, I said duty, but I felt obligated to express some of the problems that I came across with the fellowships that most people don't know because it's such a secret society. But and like most cults, it is a secret society. And the biggest problem with a secret society is that they are secret. So most people don't know what goes on there. Although, most, say, therapists or other mental health professionals don't send people to secret societies because they don't know what goes on there. So last time, or at least last time for me, I was talking about how Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous use cult-like propaganda and methodologies in order to kind of draw in new people and help them to feel assimilated, and then also using cult-like methodologies to make them stay. And this video is about how they are not like a cult. How are 12-step fellowships like AA, NA, and the ever infamous CA not like a cult? These are the things that cults actually get right, that 12-step fellowships have a huge problem with. So, first off, cults have an amazing retention rate for their members. Most people who walk into a cult, if they actually join or become part of the cult or become indoctrinated into the cult, they don't leave. Conversely, most people who join, and even those who stick around for a while, say 1-2 years, leave. Most of them. I'm not talking about a small percentage. I'm talking about a huge percentage. So to basically say that 12-step fellowships like AA and NA are a cult is almost giving them too much credit, because while they do behave much like a cult, cults are better at being cults. One of the things that cults have a tendency to do is make the individual feel safe. As part of a collective, you feel like you are safe while you're in the collective. The collective is self-policing. The collective has some very strict rules about appropriate behavior. Very strict rules. Like if you go to the Heaven's Gate cult, they'll even tell you that there were like certain ways to actually cook toast. That there were directions written down on how to cook toast, how much butter to put on the toast, and so forth and so on. Conversely, NA has rules. And these rules are in the form of suggestions or the rules. It all depends on which person you're talking to. And that is very much not like a cult, and is generally very confusing for members, especially new members, because they don't know what their expectations are. And because of that, they attempt to maybe move in a certain direction, and they get backlash from a bunch of people who believe in a different way and feel like their methodology or their way of working steps or whatever you want to call it is the correct way. And given a passage of time, most people become very frustrated with this and tell these people to fuck off. And they leave. And, mostly because well, one of the traditions does state that they should not be organized, and I think that that's probably the one which they follow most of all, because they are completely chaotic, which makes it very difficult for people to kind of feel safe, secure, and to open up and kind of process what it is that may be bothering them or causing them to do these behaviors that are so detrimental. And lastly, cults tend to have very charismatic, likable leadership. That's the trademark of a cult. Your Jim Jones was a very apparently likable, strong individual that people were generally drawn to. If you go and watch the tapes for the Heaven's Gate cult, you will see a very nice, bald-headed man, talking to you about the cult that he belongs to and that he runs. And he seems very nice and very soft-spoken. And yes, while there are these individuals in 12-step fellowships who kind of shrug and are like, yeah, just blah, 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 it tends to be inundated, especially in service, with individuals who are highly opinionated, who have a very small, damaged ego, and they seem to believe that walking into a business meeting is a place for them to show just how important they are, never realizing how unimportant a business meeting actually is. Walking in like they're the CEO of Microsoft, when in actuality, they basically have a small part of a small group that really doesn't have any effect on much of anything and kind of just meanders its way along, repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Well, anyways, so I did want to give the opposite side of this. I like to be fair and balanced, and talk about why it is that Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous do not actually act like cults. So, thank you for watching, if you're still watching. So I appreciate anybody who kind of subscribes. I love having comments if you want me to talk about something. If you want me to talk about nothing, if you think I talk about nothing, then leave a comment, and I will probably address it if it seems somewhat relevant and somewhat well-constructed of an argument. Thanks a lot. Keep coming back to my channel. I think I might... What if I trademarked that? Do you think that they could actually... Anyways. And, I am American Jesus. Those were my opinions.
Kid, other side is something big. Do you think that what you did would bring you back to this?